Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another English conversation practice. Today, we're talking about everyday life, habits, work, stress, friendships, goals, and the little things we all experience every day.
That sounds like a lot of topics.
It does, but don't worry. We're just going to have a relaxed conversation.
Perfect. That's actually the best way to practice English.
Exactly. No difficult grammar lessons today, just natural English.
I like that.
So, Anil, how was your day?
Pretty good, actually. The morning was busy, but the afternoon was much calmer.
What made the morning so busy?
I had several things to finish, and everything seemed important at the same time.
I know that feeling. You look at your list and think, where do I even start?
Exactly. What do you usually do when you have too much work?
I try to choose the most important task first.
Does that always work?
Not always. Sometimes I choose one task, but then I see a message on my phone and get distracted.
Oh, the phone. Yes. The biggest enemy of productivity.
That might be true. You pick up your phone just to check one message.
And 20 minutes later, you're watching random videos.
Exactly. That happens to me too.
Do you check your phone immediately after waking up?
I used to. Now I try to avoid it.
How?
I keep my phone a little far from my bed, so when I wake up, I have to physically get out of bed to reach it.
That's actually smart. And once you're already standing, you might as well start your day. That's clever.
Exactly. What do you normally do first after waking up?
I drink some water. Almost every day. Then what?
I open the curtains, wash my face, and just stand near the window for a minute. That sounds peaceful.
It is. I think mornings can be very peaceful when you don't rush.
True, but some people wake up 5 minutes before they need to leave.
I know people like that. Maybe you are one of them.
No. Really? Maybe sometimes. What time do you normally wake up?
Usually quite early. Yes, because my mind feels clearer in the morning.
I understand that. There are fewer messages, fewer calls, and fewer distractions. It feels like you have some quiet time before the world becomes busy.
Exactly. That's a nice way to describe it. Do you eat breakfast every morning?
Most days. Something simple, maybe eggs, toast, fruit, or cereal.
And tea?
Of course. I knew you were going to say that. Tea is important.
How important?
Very important. Can you start your day without it?
Yes, but I'll complain about it.
Fair enough. Do you prefer tea or coffee?
Tea.
Coffee sometimes feels too strong for me. Interesting. What about you?
I like both. That's cheating. No, it isn't. You have to choose one. Okay, fine. Coffee in the morning and tea in the evening.
That's a good answer. Thank you. Do you usually eat breakfast alone or with other people?
It depends on the day. Do you like eating with family?
Yes, meals are a good time to talk.
That's true. Even if everyone is busy, sitting together for a meal gives you a chance to catch up.
Exactly. Sometimes the conversation is nothing special. What do you mean?
Just simple things like, how was your day? Or what are you doing tomorrow?
But those simple conversations are important. I agree. You don't need to have a deep conversation every day.
Exactly. Sometimes just being together is enough.
That's true. What about work? Do you enjoy busy days?
Sometimes. Yes.
A busy day can feel satisfying if I'm actually getting things done, but being busy and being productive are not always the same thing.
Absolutely. You can be busy all day and still feel like you achieved nothing. That has happened to me many times.
Same here. What usually wastes your time?
Checking things too often. Messages, emails, notifications, so you're constantly switching your attention.
Exactly. And every time I switch, it takes a little time to focus again. That's why I like working on one task at a time. Are you good at that?
Better than before. Very diplomatic answer. I'm improving. That sounds better. Do you make a daily to-do list?
Yes, usually on paper. Why paper? I like crossing things out. It feels satisfying.
That's true. You finish a task and draw a big line through it.
Exactly. Sometimes I even add a task after I've completed it just so I can cross it out.
That is ridiculous.
I know, but it feels good.
I understand. How many tasks do you normally put on your list? I used to put too many. Maybe 15 or 20? That is definitely too many. I learned that. Now I try to choose 3 main things.
That sounds much more realistic.
Yes, if I finish those 3 things, I feel like the day was productive.
I like that approach. Do you think people put too much pressure on themselves?
Definitely. Why do you think that happens? We see other people doing so much, especially online.
Exactly. Someone is exercising at 5 in the morning.
Someone else is running a business, another person is traveling, another person is reading 50 books, and you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing with my life?
Exactly. But we only see a small part of their life.
That's important. Social media shows highlights, not the boring parts, not the mistakes, not the stressful days.
Exactly. So comparing your whole life with someone else's best moments isn't fair. That's a very good point. Do you spend a lot of time on social media?
Less than before. What changed? I realized that sometimes I opened an app without even thinking about it.
Like a habit.
Exactly. You don't even decide to open it, your hand just does it.
That sounds a little scary.
It is. So now I try to ask myself, why am I opening this?
And what if you don't have an answer?
I close it. That simple?
Well, most of the time. At least you're trying. Exactly. Do you think taking breaks from your phone helps?
Definitely. Sometimes I leave my phone in another room. Doesn't that make you nervous? At first, a little. Yes. I kept wondering whether someone had messaged me.
And had they?
Usually no. That tells us something.
Exactly. Most messages can wait.
That's true.
Now let's talk about stress. Okay, what usually makes you stressed?
Too many unfinished things. Same. If I have several tasks in my mind, I start thinking about all of them at once, and that makes everything feel bigger.
Exactly. What do you do then?
I try to write everything down.
Why does that help?
Because once it's on paper, I don't have to keep remembering it.
Ah, so your brain can relax a little.
Exactly. Then I choose one thing and start there.
That sounds simple. It is simple, but simple things often work.
True. Do you talk to someone when you're stressed?
Sometimes. Do you find that helpful?
Very. Even if they don't give advice?
Especially if they don't immediately give advice.
Why?
Sometimes you don't want a solution, you just want someone to listen.
Exactly. There's a big difference between saying, I'm listening, and saying, here's what you should do.
That's true. Sometimes advice comes too quickly.
Very quickly. You say, I've had a bad day, and someone immediately says, you need to wake up earlier, exercise more, drink more water.
Change your job, change your diet, change your life.
Exactly. And you're thinking, I just wanted to talk. Listening is a skill.
Definitely. Are you a good listener?
I try to be.
That sounds suspicious.
Why? Because everyone says that. Okay, fair point. What makes someone a good listener?
Not interrupting too much. Good start. And actually paying attention instead of thinking about what you're going to say next. That's difficult sometimes.
It is. We often listen because we're waiting for our turn to speak.
Exactly. A good conversation should feel balanced.
Yes. One person shouldn't dominate the whole conversation. Unless it's a podcast monologue.
Fair enough. What about friendships?
What about them? What makes someone a good friend?
Trust. That was quick, because it's important.
What else?
Someone who can be honest with you.
Even when you don't want to hear it? Especially then. I agree, but honesty should still be kind.
Absolutely. Being rude and saying, I'm just being honest, isn't the same thing.
Exactly. Good friends can tell you something difficult without trying to hurt you.
That's true.
Do friends need to talk every day?
No. Really? Definitely not. Some friendships are strong even if people don't talk every day.
I agree. Adults become busy. Work, family, responsibilities.
Exactly. Sometimes weeks go by very quickly.
And then someone sends a message saying, are you still alive?
Yes. And you reply, sorry, life has been crazy.
That's a very common conversation.
It is. Do you prefer having many friends or a few close friends?
A few close friends. Why? I prefer deeper relationships. Same. Having hundreds of contacts doesn't necessarily mean you have hundreds of friends.
Exactly. You might only have a few people you can call when you really need help, and those people matter.
Absolutely. Do you enjoy going out with friends?
Yes. Where do you usually like going?
Somewhere simple. Like a cafe?
A cafe, a restaurant, maybe a walk somewhere nice. You don't need anything fancy.
No. Sometimes the best conversations happen over a simple cup of tea. We're back to tea again. Tea is clearly important today.
Apparently. What do you normally talk about with friends?
Everything. That's a big answer. Work, family, funny things, plans, problems. Do you talk about the past?
A lot. Old stories become funnier every year.
That is so true. Something embarrassing happens and 5 years later everyone thinks it's hilarious.
Except the person it happened to.
Exactly. Do you think humor is important in life?
Very important.
Why? Because not everything needs to be taken seriously.
I agree. Sometimes laughing at a small problem helps you deal with it, as long as it really is a small problem.
Of course. We shouldn't laugh at serious situations.
Definitely. But everyday mistakes? Those can be funny.
Like forgetting where you put your phone while holding it in your hand. I have done that. Everyone has. Or looking for your glasses when they're on your head. Classic.
Now, what do you do in your free time?
It depends on my mood. Give me some examples. Sometimes I watch movies.
Okay, sometimes I listen to music.
Good. Sometimes I walk. Very healthy. And sometimes I do absolutely nothing.
That might be the best answer. Doing nothing can be wonderful, especially after a busy week.
Exactly. Do you ever feel guilty while resting?
Yes. Why? Because I sometimes feel like I should be doing something productive.
I think a lot of people feel that. But rest is productive in its own way.
Exactly. If you never rest, eventually your work suffers too.
That's true. There's a difference between being lazy all the time and simply giving yourself time to recover. Absolutely. What does a perfect Sunday look like for you?
Waking up without an alarm, good start.
Having a slow breakfast.
Even better, going outside for a while.
Nice. Maybe watching a movie in the evening.
That sounds peaceful, and no work messages. That's the most important part.
Definitely. Do you plan your weekends?
Not too much. Why not?
I like having some freedom. Same. If every hour is planned, it doesn't feel like a weekend.
Exactly. Maybe I'll plan 1 or 2 things, but I leave the rest open. That sounds balanced. Let's talk about goals.
Okay. Do you set goals for yourself?
Yes, big goals or small goals.
I used to focus on big goals.
And now?
Now I prefer smaller steps.
Why? Because big goals can feel overwhelming. Give me an example. Imagine someone says, I want to become fluent in English. That's a big goal.
Exactly. It sounds good, but what do you actually do today?
Good question. A better goal might be, I'll practice speaking for 20 minutes today.
That feels much easier. And you can actually complete it.
Exactly. Small actions build bigger results. Do you think motivation is important?
Yes, but it isn't enough.
Interesting. Why not?
Because motivation comes and goes.
Very true. Some mornings you feel ready to change your entire life.
And by evening, you're lying on the sofa eating snacks.
Exactly. So what's better than motivation? Routine. Explain. If something becomes part of your routine, you don't need to feel excited about it every day.
Like brushing your teeth.
Exactly. You don't wake up saying, wow, I'm incredibly motivated to brush my teeth today.
You just do it. Right. English practice can work the same way.
A little every day.
Exactly. Even 10 or 15 minutes. Do you think that's enough? If you're consistent, it can make a big difference, especially if you speak out loud.
Yes, listening is useful, but speaking is essential. What if someone feels embarrassed speaking English?
That's very common. What should they do?
Start alone, in front of a mirror?
That can work.
Or just talk to yourself.
People might think I'm strange. Do it when you're alone.
Fair enough. Describe what you're doing.
For example, I'm making tea.
Okay, I need to answer this message.
Good. I'm going to the market later.
Exactly. Very simple sentences.
Yes. The goal is to make English feel normal, not like an exam.
Exactly. That's probably one of the biggest problems with language learning.
What? People are afraid of mistakes.
Very true. They wait until their sentence is perfect, and then they say nothing.
Exactly. But conversation moves quickly. You don't have 5 minutes to create every sentence. You just speak.
And if you make a mistake, keep going. That's important. Most small mistakes don't stop communication.
Exactly. If someone understands you, the conversation can continue.
Do you think confidence comes before speaking?
No. It comes from speaking. That's a great point. You become confident after doing something repeatedly.
Exactly. Nobody becomes confident by waiting.
True. So if someone listening to us wants to improve their English, what should they do today?
Choose a few questions from this conversation and answer them?
Out loud. Not silently?
No. Speak, even if nobody is listening?
Especially then. Okay, give me some questions. How was your day?
Good. What normally makes you stressed?
Nice. How do you spend your free time?
Good. What makes someone a good friend?
Interesting. What habit would you like to change? That one could lead to a long discussion.
Exactly. And here's another one. Go ahead. What is one thing you want to improve this month?
That's a good question. What would your answer be?
I want to manage my time better.
Why? Because sometimes I spend too much time on small things.
And then?
Then I have less time for important things. What could you change? Maybe I could decide my priorities before starting the day.
That sounds practical. What about you? I want to spend less time on my phone. We've come back to the phone again. It seems to be the main character in today's conversation.
Apparently. How would you reduce your phone time? Maybe no phone during meals. That's a good rule. And no phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up.
That might be harder, definitely, but worth trying.
I agree.
Before we finish, I think there's one important thing to remember.
What's that?
Daily English doesn't need to sound complicated.
Exactly. Simple English can still sound natural. You don't need huge vocabulary in every sentence. You need useful vocabulary.
And confidence, and practice, and patience.
That too. So listen to conversations like this. Repeat useful sentences, answer the questions yourself, change the answers to match your own life, and most importantly, speak out loud.
Even for 10 minutes. Exactly. A little practice every day is better than waiting for the perfect time.
Because the perfect time usually never comes.
Very true. So start today.
Thanks for listening.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and enjoy your English journey. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.